Hello, and welcome to another episode of Retire Inspired live stream. I hope you guys are having a great night tonight. I'm a little bit tired myself, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go a whole hour tonight. It just depends on you guys. So, if you're watching, I need comments. I need you guys to participate tonight because I am super, super tired. And Tigger is no help whatsoever. He missed me. So how are you guys doing tonight? What's going on in your neck of the woods? What's going on in your areas? Marty is here. Hey, Marty. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. And Brent is here. Hey, Brent. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you on my live streams in a while. We've been missing you, buddy. Hello, Grizzly Adams. That's a good one. I like it. Well, what do you think about the beard? Never had a beard before, but I decided I'm going to grow one, and that I did. I grew my beard out. So, I don't know how long I'm going to let it get, but I'm going to keep the beard for now. Anyway, my little cat at the house loves it. She'll take her little nose and she'll nestle her little nose up in my beard, and she just loves the beard. So Brent says I'm looking good. Well, thank you, Brent. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a good day today, and I hope you had a good week. I have just got back this afternoon from East Tennessee. I was in a town called Rugby, visiting a place called R.M. Brooks General Store. And if you've seen my older videos, you know I've been there before. And it's an old country store, old general store that was established back in 1917 originally. And I visit it from time to time because I have a friend who's a content creator. He has a channel called the Appalachian Channel. His name is John Ward, and he has like 215,000 subscribers. So a lot more than I do. But he goes to the store pretty regularly, and I get to see him when I go there and get to meet up with him. What's up, Dash? Good to see you on here, my friend. How are you doing? I hadn't seen you in here in a while either, but it's good to see you, and I hope you're having a good week, and I hope your sales are doing really well. So Dash, tell me what kind of things have you been selling lately? And Tim with retirement is underrated. Hey, Tim, welcome. He says, I look good with the beard. Well, thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. I'm trying to let it grow out. I'm gonna let it keep growing until I get tired of it, and then I'll shave it off. But I'll probably keep it for a while. For now, anyway. But I got to keep it trimmed on the sides and underneath, because if I don't cut it under here, it'll get a little itchy, and I'll get to wanting to cut it all off. So I found that if you shave it down here and shave the sides where it's a little bit sculpted, it not only looks better, but it also feels better. So Dash says he's been selling video games, Pokemon cards, and antiques. Cool. That's cool. So that's great. We're in third quarter, and for those of you who are not resellers, those who are resellers know. If you know, you know, right, Dash? So third quarter is usually the best selling quarter of the year, and it is so far it's holding up, true to its word for me as well. The few days that I have been gone out of town, I left. I had a social work conference on Thursday and Friday in Birmingham. So I drove to the social work conference in my car on Thursday, and then I drove on Friday in my van to the social work conference, and it ended at noon. So when it was over, Actually, a little bit before it was over. I left a little bit early, but I drove straight from Birmingham, Alabama to East Tennessee to Rugby, where I spent the weekend. And my sales, Dash, I'm telling you, dude, sales have been crazy good. Um, I did over $1,000 just since Friday. It's great, and hope it continues on through the fourth quarter like that. Marty asked, "How am I doing?" I'm doing great, Marty. Hope you're doing well. And she said, "Did I watch the Georgia game and the Auburn game?" No, I didn't get to see that because I was in East Tennessee visiting with some friends. Tim says he has to shave the nose also on the top. As you get older, hair grows where it shouldn't and doesn't where it should. Yeah, I know about that because I remember I used to tease my dad because he had a whole lot of hair growing out of his ear. It just grew right out of his ear. So I used to kind of kid with him about that. But now I'm starting to get unwanted, strange hairs growing out of my ears. And they're not growing on my nose yet, thank goodness. But I'm sure it'll be before everything's all said and done. I'm sure that'll be the case. So you guys, if you join me a little bit after my initial going live, I'm going to have to start with a disclaimer. I'm extremely tired tonight because I've been driving all day. I don't know if I'm going to go the full hour, but a lot of it's going to depend on you guys. You know, how much participation I get from you guys, because I need you guys to carry the load for me tonight because I'm really, I'm really drained, really tired. Got up this morning. You know, I spent the night in my van because I stay in my van when I'm traveling. And, you know, I got a bed in there and I got a refrigerator and TV, all the amenities, like just like a house. And so I stay in my van when I'm traveling. And I stayed in a campground last night. So I was uh, plugged into the power there. So I had power, didn't have to really worry about using my solar generator over the weekend, but I did keep it plugged in because I kept my ice chest, my cooler refrigerator plugged into it on the DC plug all weekend. And as a matter of fact, it's still plugged in. I haven't emptied it yet. Uh, let's see. Let me catch up here. Brent says, "I hope you get some rest tonight." Yeah, I'm sure as soon as my head hits that pillow, I'll be out of it. And Marty says, "Your sister-in-law says hello." And hello, Valerie. How are you doing tonight? And I hope William's with you and you guys are both watching. Tim says, "The Mayberry sign looks good. Really enjoyed that video." Thank you very much. I appreciate the feedback on that. I had a good time making that video. I'm a little bit surprised it hasn't gotten more views than it has. It's not doing as good as some of my other videos have done. It's like, I think it's at like 75 views right now. Usually by this time I have at least 120 or 130 views on a regular video. And, you know, I kind of thought that one would do a little bit better, but maybe it'll pick up in the algorithm at some point and get some more views. Sometimes they do that. Sometimes they'll sit around for a week or so and just kind of, you know, drag around and not get too many views. And then, you know, after maybe 6 or 7 days, they'll pick up and start getting a bunch of views. So hopefully that's what will happen on this one. Marty asked, "How is her aunt doing?" Are you talking about your Aunt Carol, my wife? Carol's doing great. She's doing really good, and she is at the house right now. I spent a little bit of time with her. I came in about, it was about 5:25. No, it was about 5:35 or 5:40 when I got to the house, and that's Central Standard Time. And so I got home in time to watch a little bit of Chad's video, his live stream, Wolfman's Goodies, if you're familiar with Wolfman's Goodies. He's been on here a couple of times. So I got on his live for a little bit and chatted a little bit with them. And then I spent a little bit of time with Carol, and we just kind of hung out until 7 o'clock, and then I came over here. Got set up for my live stream. So, like I said, guys, you're going to have to carry me tonight because I am so tired. I really need you guys to give me some input, and because my little man here, my little Tigger, he is just not doing his job. As I guess tonight is his job is to sit in my lap and purr, but he is very happy to see me, I can tell. Marty asked, where is Tigger? Okay, I just showed you. He is in my lap. Tim says he hadn't figured out the YouTube thing yet. He gets an average of 50 to 60 views on the videos. Shorts always surprise him. Some over 1,000 plus views. Yeah, the shorts, for some reason, I guess people, short span of attention, they watch the shorts a lot more than they do the regular videos, and I think YouTube pushes out the shorts a lot more than the regular videos too. I had one short that I did. I was singing along to a song, "Welcome to My World," and it's a 1 minute short, and it got like 5,000 views in less than an hour. I was a little bit shocked about that too. Brent says he watched the new John Kennedy documentary on Amazon Prime today. I'm gonna have to go check that out. I appreciate you making that recommendation, Brent. There's one kind of a docudrama. It's not a documentary. It's more like a movie. But they did another one on Ted Bundy. Not what was his name? The one that killed people and ate their hearts. It wasn't Ted Bundy. It was that I know he was a serial killer too. But there's a new docudrama on Netflix, and normally I can think of his name, but I am so tired right now. I can't even think of the name of the guy. But he was sick. He was a sick dude. It was the one who would pick up roadkill, and he would take it home with him, and he would dissect it. His dad really got him started doing that, and he ended up turning into a serial killer and all kinds of crazy stuff. What are you doing for Columbus Day? Well, tomorrow is Columbus Day. You already asked me what I was doing tomorrow. So tomorrow I have a bunch of stuff I've got to get packed to get in the mail. Of course, the mail is not running tomorrow, so I'm going to have to just pack it up, and I want to go ahead and get the labels on it so that Tuesday morning and get it in the vehicle. So Tuesday morning I can just hop in my vehicle, go to the post office or FedEx or UPS, wherever I got to go, and take my packages. Kim says talking to Brent, and John Candy was national treasure. Yeah, he was. He was hilarious. Dash says, did you see that USPS hiked their rates? Oh yeah, I heard that they were going to do that, and but to me the rates on the UPS, if they hike their rates up, they're really just shooting themselves in the foot. Maybe they want to reduce the amount of packages they receive so that they can get rid of more mail carriers. I don't know if that's the long plan or the long game or not. But I just last time I packed up was Thursday. Actually, it was Wednesday was the last time I did my packing, and I think everything I had like 8 packages, and everything I had went to American Ex- American Express, went to FedEx. So everything I had went to FedEx. Oh, Tim, thank you so much for your comment. He says he loved the video that I did where I had the tree work done. I hope you guys got a chance to see that. Oh, yeah, Brent, I was talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. Thank you. That's exactly who I was talking about, was Jeffrey Dahmer. He was a sick dude. I mean, when they finally got him, he was living in an apartment. The woman next to him had called the police a bunch of times, but that wasn't in this docudrama that just came out on Netflix. It was mainly about him being a teenager in high school and the crazy stuff that he would do. But yeah, that video on the tree, um, I had a good time making that video, and it's actually done pretty good as far as views go. Um, so the if you saw that video, you saw there was this huge, several big pieces of tree. They would tie off the pieces, cut them, and then take a crane and move them over to the house, over to the driveway, over the house. They were actually over the house, and they would move them to the driveway, and then they would cut them up and move them to the street, and then from there they would bring another huge truck and load it into that truck and take it wherever they take their trees. But if I don't know if they did or not, I didn't ask them, but if they were smart, that was oak. Those were oak trees. If they were smart, they would take that oak and sell it to a lumber yard, or somebody who uses oak to make furniture with. It seems like, anyway, I don't know. But they were more interested in just cutting the trees and nothing else. Marty says she likes this shirt. Are you talking about the one I'm wearing? Thank you, Marty. This is my new merch shirt. It says it has a picture of me on there. Got my van in the background, and then the YouTube play button, and it has Retire Inspired on it. So I got some stickers. So if any of you guys want a sticker, then then shoot me an email, and I'll put my email address here so that you can shoot me an email. Shoot me an email and send me your address. And if you want a T-shirt, I can't send T-shirts unless you like. If you want to pay for them, they're $20 a piece. They're $19.99. That's what I paid for this shirt when I bought it from Sticker Mule. But if you want a T-shirt, and you don't mind paying $19.99 for it, then I'll order it for you. But if you've sent me a T-shirt, or if you're gonna send me a T-shirt like Woody with Resung with Woody, he said he's gonna send me a T-shirt, then I'll send you one in return. But like I said, if you want a sticker, I will be glad to send you one of those in the mail, no charge. Just send me an email to that email address that I just put in the comments section. Brent says Jeffrey Dahmer drilled holes in people's heads and tried to pour acid to make them zombies. Yes, that's true. Yeah, and there was another docudrama about Jeffrey Dahmer where it shows more of that stuff, where he was going into these bars and picking up these men, and then he would take them home, and he would get them. He'd slip something in their drink, and mess them up real bad, and then he would, like Brent said, he would drill holes in their heads, and just do crazy stuff. And he would have them, walking around his house, like zombies for a few days before he decided to finally take their lives and get rid of them. And then he would put them in a barrel full of acid, put their bodies in a barrel full of acid, with the exception of the heart and some of the organs, he would take those out and put them in his refrigerator. But oh, that's some sick stuff. Yeah, yeah, he was a sick individual. I imagine there'll be people looking for Jeffrey Dahmer glasses and Jeffrey Dahmer clothes and stuff like that for Halloween. I know that's a popular character for people to dress up for during Halloween. But he was definitely a sick dude. Had some problems. So Tim says I'm going to, because I talked about Jeffrey Dahmer, he's going to have bad dreams tonight. And Marty says she's going to be Scream for Halloween, so she's got a Scream mask, and she'll be that Scream character for Halloween. Well, I'm going to get into my eBay account and let you guys see what kind of stuff I've been selling on eBay recently. It's really, like I said, it's really been good, and the eBay has really been good lately. So I'm going to share that with you. Give me just a second to get it all pulled up. But I've talked to you before when I do these live streams and I show my eBay information that I was doing before the summertime with the slowdown. I was selling about $5,000 in merchandise a month, and then it slowed down. And one time it got to be as low as like just under $4,000 one month. But it's picked back up, and now it's over the $5,000 mark again, which is great. Brent says, "Why would anybody want to dress up like him?" Because he was a sick character, and some people, surprisingly enough, some people idolize people who do crazy stuff like that, which I don't understand that either, but they do. Dash says he's going to be a nudit for Halloween. Well, you're going to have to educate me on a nudit, because I've never heard of that term before. What is a nudit? Okay, I'm going to show you some of the stuff that has sold recently, and then I'm going to go into my account that shows the sales for the month and let you see that. But this is actually the second one of these window projector kit things that I've sold. This just sold like 15 minutes ago. My phone made the cha-ching noise, and it's a projector. You have this like a white sheet that goes in front of the window, and it'll project like ghosts and goblins, or even during Christmas time it has like a Santa Claus in there, and so you can project that onto your window and it looks like they're peeking out at you. So that's pretty cool. That sold for $45. I picked up, like I said, that's the second one that has sold in the last 2 weeks, and I picked up both of those at a yard sale for $5 a piece. So 5 into 45 is not bad. And I sold this album for $41.40. I've decided that I am not going to sell any albums on eBay unless they're valuable albums. The rest of the albums, they're going to my booth. I'm going to put those in the booth because, if it sells for $18 or $20 in the booth, then that's a good sale, and I don't have to worry about packing it up and shipping it out. But if it's in my store, it's going to be one of the more valuable records, and like $41.40. I originally listed it for $46. That I have to look at the sold comps in order to list them, but that's about the range. The lowest that I would take, that I would post a record for is one that's around $40. I sold this Elvis Barbie. It has Elvis and Barbie. It's 1994. I took an offer on that. It was $44.99, and I think I took an offer for like $42 on it. So I think they got a pretty good deal because you get two Barbies, and it is vintage from 1994. And I think that this set right here, brand new in the pack, is averaging about $65 now. So $42 is a good deal. This sing along thing has been in my store for some time now, and it's a cassette recorder player, and you get these sing along tapes. I think Tigger is wanting to get down. He's getting a little bit restless, so I'm going to put him down. But that sold for $31.49. I got that at a yard sale like 3 years ago. It's been in my store for a long time, and I think I paid about $5 for it. I could be wrong, but it's been a long time. And this lot of vintage Barbie dolls had the Ken, Barbie, Skipper, and Kelly from the 1970s through the 1990s, sold for $35 excuse me, got the hiccups. $35.99. So 30 just say $36. I hope this hiccups goes away because I don't want to be hiccuping through my whole live stream. But I remember picking these up in the thrift store. They a lot of times they would bag a bunch of Barbies up together and sell it for $2 or $3 for the whole bag, and that's what they did on this. I just picked these particular Barbies out of that bag. It was full of Barbies, but I just picked these four out of it to lot together so that I could list it. And if you notice, the Skipper doll has a Pizza Hut shirt on, a vintage Pizza Hut shirt from like the 1980s. So that's pretty cool. That's probably one of the reasons whoever bought it bought it. Now this right here is a Rock Band guitar. I want to show you this. It's a Harmonix Fender Stratocaster Xbox 360 wireless guitar with strap. It sold for $74.70. I just listed this not long before I started my trip. I think it was like maybe Tuesday or Wednesday of this week that I listed that. And I bought that from Chad with Wolfman's Goodies when I went to his mini storage, and he let me go through his mini storage. There was a bunch of guitars, Rock Band guitars that he sold me. And out of respect for him, I won't say exactly what I paid for that, but it was a really good price. Chad gave me a good deal on that. I think I got there were 8 guitars total, and I think 3 or 4 of them were the Stratocasters, which Stratocasters are pretty good ones to get. And I sold this Leapfrog LeapPad 2 Explorer learning system. This was the Disney Princess Edition bundle, and it had a case with it and the LeapPad for $58.50. I bought this at a yard sale, and I think they were like 3 different Leapfrogs all in. They put them all in one bag for $5. So I've already sold a couple of the other ones, and this one just sold for $58.50. So I've already, made a lot of money off of the other ones that were in the bag. So this is all profit here. And this one is a really good sale that I had. This is it's called a Le Creuset enamel cast iron Dutch oven. This one sold for $230. I picked this up at a yard sale for $5. And the reason I even knew about these was from watching Shed Flips. Lonnie on Shed Flips, talked about how valuable these things were. And if if I hadn't seen that, I would have just walked right past this, not even given it a second thought. But because I had that knowledge, because I had been watching shed flips, I had that knowledge about this being a valuable pan to get. It's made out of porcelain. It's actually lit like a real heavy pan, cast iron pan that's covered in enamel. And so I guess that's why people like it so much, because it is a Dutch oven, and you can, put whatever you're cooking in there and just stick it in the oven and it'll cook. So let's get back to the items that sold. So this Coca-Cola cooler radio has been in my eBay store for about a year. Did take a little while to sell because I had it priced at the higher price for these things, but this thing was new in the box, so I felt like that it should have sold for what it did sell for. But it sold for $135, and it has a radio in it. I'm going to play this video and let you see. It's a cooler and a radio. I thought it was really neat. So as you can see, it also plays cassette tapes, which is really cool. And it looks like one of these little, icebox coolers that you used to see in the old country stores that would sit on the ground. Of course, it's a miniature version of one of those. But you know what? I told you it was a cooler, but I don't think it is a cooler. I think it's just a radio and a cassette player. I don't think it is a cooler, unless I'm mistaken. I don't know why I was thinking it was a cooler, but it's not. It's not a cooler. It's just a nostalgic. It's made to look like a cooler. It's just a nostalgic radio and AM/FM cassette player. Wolfman's Goodies. Hey, welcome, Chad. Good to see you on here. He says thanks for being on his live tonight, that he and his mom are watching right now. So, hey, Chad's mom, how are you? I got to meet her briefly when I was there in Dobson. I went in and with Chad's son and took some groceries in for her. So I did get to meet her, but it was really brief. But hey, Chad's mom, hope you're having a good night. I hope you're doing well tonight. And all these items that I've shown you so far, these are items that have sold since Friday. Actually, Thursday was October 8th. I sold these shoes for $28.80. They're redhead leather shoes, size 13 and a half. The person who bought these shoes messaged me earlier today and asked if there was a problem with the shipping. And I reminded them that there wasn't a problem with the shipping, but then when they ordered it, that my store was set to vacation, and so you should have got a notice when you purchased the item that my store was on vacation, and that the item would be shipped out as soon as I returned. But I told them that the shoes would be shipping. I'd be boxing them up and putting a label on them tomorrow, which is what I will be doing. I sold this this belt. At first, when I bought this, this came out of a storage locker. I had no idea what it was. Like, Chad talks about on his live streams, is looking at the Google lens, or using the eBay lens to find out what stuff is. And when I looked this up, I was really surprised, kind of shocked as to what it was. But it's a Boba Fett belt for somebody who is cosplaying or dressing up, maybe for Halloween or something like that. But this is a really nice one. It is solid leather, and it's adjustable. So that one sold for $76.50, which was a really good price for that item. And I've had this this knife here in my store for a while now. This is a case knife. I actually bought this from my friend George, who had the gold and silver store. This is a case knife, and I think I paid $10 for it. When I went to look it up, it was a very special one from the between 1940s and 1964 era, and it's a 3-blade knife. If you run across case knives, they're worth good money. This one sold for $157, and it was a 3-blade knife, and I've already gotten feedback on it, positive feedback. The person who bought it was really happy to have it, so that was good. That was a really good sale, and I'm glad that the person the person that got it likes it. Chad says that his mom said hello, and he looks like he is going to be heading to bed for the night. And I know I've only been on for a little short time, but I think I'm going to show my sales as far as the money that I made for the last 30 days. And then I'm probably going to call it a night myself, because like I said, I am super tired, and it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of interest tonight because not many people are commenting. I guess you're just watching showing my stuff, but I'm really tired tonight, and I don't think I want to go a full hour. Just one of those nights. Now, last weekend, I didn't do a live stream at all because I went to a Skillet concert. And if you saw my video that I posted on the Skillet concert, I had a really good time at that concert. I think it was well worth it. All right, Tigger, he's getting on my keyboard and causing trouble. So keyboard Tigger. All right, so let's get back to this. So I'm going to share with you my sales for the last 31 days. I'll let you see how much I've been selling. See, last 31 days is $5,379.55, which, according to this, it's up 20.5% over the last 31 days. I'm assuming that's what it's looking at. So over the last 90 days, it's $13,387. And I'll show you what sold, kind of what the percentages are. So total sales, like I said, is $5,379.55. Taxes and fees is $347.65. Selling cost was $1,466.93. And my total net sales, which is what I actually got put in my bank account, was $3,564.97. Sold 60 items. Average sales price is $89.66. Usually my average sales price is around $70. So that's an increase. a pretty good increase too. I really like that increase. Total of 60 buyers. All of them are first-time buyers, no repeat buyers. And it looks like the majority of items that were sold were video games and consoles for $933.28. I know I sold a Nintendo Switch for almost $300. Picked that up at a yard sale for, it was in the box, and I picked it up for like $100 with, and it also came with a DS and a an Xbox Series S, and I paid $100 for those three items, and I've already made back my money plus $285 is, I think it was 285 total for the Switch. So I made $185 and still have the other two consoles that I can sell. Toys and hobbies was $490.25. That would be die-cast and toy vehicles, racing, NASCAR, sports, and touring cars. Also, toys and hobbies was $313.48. That would be model railroads and trains. Railroads and trains, train stuff, model train stuff. That does really well. I found a little bit of a niche in the scaled down train sets that you can buy. I've sold quite a bit of those, and whenever I find one that is a good brand, I will go ahead and pick it up. Toys and hobbies, yeah. Okay, collectibles. Kitchen, home, cookware, and other collectible cookware. Sold $266 of that. And then other collectibles like Coca-Cola, clocks, and radios, $214. Dolls and bears, $183. Music, vinyl records, DVDs, $178. So you kind of see what kind of stuff I've been selling, and you can see this sales for the 31 days. I had more days in the last 31 days where there were no sales than typical. I had one on the 26th, no sales. 25th was no sales. So that's 2 days in a row where I had zero sales, which is unheard of. I, I don't remember the last time that happened. So on the 21st of September, I had zero sales. And then on the 13th of September, I had zero sales. Now this sale, this right here, on September 24th, I was actually in Dobson at Chad's house when this occurred. My store was on vacation, and that's why the 2 days after that, because my store was on vacation mode when I didn't have sales. But that particular day, I had $803.73 in sales, and there was really two items that sold. One of them was a train, and I'm trying to think what the other. Oh, the other one was a model scale 1/4 model scale NASCAR engine, and it was signed. It had live signatures on it. It was signed by Dale Earnhardt Jr. and several other people that are big in NASCAR. But those two items by themselves sold for $803. But you can see since the 27th of September, I've had daily sales, and a lot of them are in the 255, 225, 275, 326. A lot of them are in the 392, 313, 557. This was on September 8th. This was Thursday. I had $557.30 in sales. So it was a really good sales day. And that was the day before I went to Tennessee. And you see, I still had good sales even when I was gone in Tennessee. $101 on Friday, $164 on Saturday, and then today I had $115 in sales. So it's been a pretty good sales. Fourth quarter is certainly a good time. to be selling on eBay. So I've been on for 45 minutes now, and I am, like I said, I am super tired. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out for tonight and say good night to you all. And hopefully I'll see you again next Sunday. Hopefully you have a great week, and moved the wrong one. So hopefully you guys have a great week, and that you stay healthy and happy, and that you come back and see me on next Sunday. I'll be back here at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time next Sunday. So you guys come back and join me next Sunday. And until then, you guys have a great week. So take care and love you guys. And I'll see you on the next one.